Alright guys, it's time for another Batman Arkham Knight video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 DLC costumes that I want for each playable character, including Batgirl, who's going to be coming out next week. And of course this is just my pick. There are a ton of other costumes you could probably want for each character, but these are just the 5 that come to my mind. So without further ado, let's begin. First we have Batman. Now I'm probably going to be looking at my cheat list on my computer back here, so don't get mad if I do. You know, it's a lot of costumes. But with Batman, we've got both of his animated series costumes because they were both really awesome. Loved them. This time, instead of doing a animated look, you know, where he's like a cartoon, and if you guys hear anything, it's the air. Sorry if that just came on. I don't want it to look like animated. I want it to look realistic just with the costume because it didn't really look right in Arkham City, in my opinion. So I would really like if this time around they just kept it normal. You know, I think that'd be cool for both of them. Especially his, the new Batman Adventures or whatever it's called, you know, the last season of Batman the Animated Series. I think that one was really cool too. They could even do a Justice League costume. That'd be really cool too. Next, let's see, what else do we have? Batman from Hush, obviously, because Hush was not only one of the best Batman stories, but it also had one of the best Batman costumes. Jim Lee drew it, of course it's awesome. It kind of looks like the New 52 costume, but it doesn't have all the lines going all over it. It's just like classic Batman, minus the long ears, so that looks really good. I would really love to play as that. So yeah, hoping for that. 1989 Batman, the movie costume, you know, Michael Keaton. That would be a really cool costume. I know a lot of other people probably want the Dark Knight and Batman v Superman costumes. I think those would be really cool as well. So, you know, whatever you know, all the movies are cool. So I would like it if they, well, not Batman and Robin. Let's not do that. Let's not do Batman Forever. Other than that, do the movies. It'd be awesome. Let's see, and the classic Batman Beyond costume. I know a lot of people have voiced their opinion on this. You know, I like the new Batman Beyond costume. It looks really cool for this game, but, you know, I like the classic still. The classic looks awesome. Let's have some classic Batman Beyond up in here. It'd be awesome. Okay. Next we have Robin. Robin actually was the easiest for me to think of costumes because Robin has had so many awesome looking costumes, so this is an easy one for me. So first we've got the 1990s Tim Drake Robin costume, which you guys have probably seen a lot, you just don't realize it. It's the Robin costume that they use for the Teen Titans animated series, Batman the animated series, the Dick Grayson one, basically all pretty much any Batman series you can think of. You know, they always use it. It's just the classic red and green, except it has pants. So nothing you can really go wrong there. Looks really good. You know, so yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Next we have the 2000s Robin costume, which is the red and black. A lot of people like this one as well. Really cool looking costume. They actually had it in Batman Arkham Origins on the online as well as the 1990s costume, so they've already done it once before. I hope they just do it again. You know, it looks really good. Next we have Red Robin from the Pre-52. Now this was in Arkham City, so you guys already know what that looks like. It looks really cool. I don't really like the cowl that much, but still I think it's a really cool costume, and I hope for it to come back. The New 52 Red Robin costume, which is more or less the same, except it doesn't have the cowl, and it has pretty much like bird wings for a cape. You know, when he extends his arms, he can glide that way. Not really a huge fan of the cape, but I think the costume looks really nice, so I think it'd be cool to see it. And the last costume would be Robin with his hood on, or if they are including that with the DLC, which is what I'm hoping they're doing, then just include the Batman Arkham City costume, because that looks really cool too. So, I know a lot of people are probably like, why do you care so much about his hood? I just think he looks good with a hood. You know, if you're not going to give him hair, put the hood on. That's all I'm saying. Next we have Nightwing. I gotta go down a little bit, because I have so many notes on here. So, Nightwing. First off, classic Nightwing costume. Basically, from when he first got his original comic, that costume, you guys know what I'm talking about. Black and blue, long hair, just looking awesome like Nightwing always does. How can you go wrong with that costume? Looks awesome. Next costume, Hush. More or less the same costume. The only difference is that he has short hair. I know it's like not a big deal, but I think if they had both short and long hair, it would please a lot of Nightwing fans, so why not have it? Next, let's see, what else I put? New 52. Now, I know a lot of people are like, whoa, we've already got New 52. What are you talking about? The New 52 Nightwing, if you didn't read the books, there were actually 3 different Nightwing costumes before the book ended. There actually might have been more, but I know at least in the Kyle Higgins version, there was like 3, I believe. There were like 3. So, the one that's in the game is actually the last Nightwing costume without the long, well, at the gloves, it doesn't have the red stripe. That's the only difference, and it doesn't have red eyes, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So the Nightwing New 52 costume I'm talking about is when the book first started, the very first issue. If you look up Nightwing New 52, it's going to be the first thing that pops up in the images. Just him, you know, with his sticks in his hand, jumping down. And basically, it's just a red Nightwing symbol right here on his chest, and that's it. Looks really nice. I love it. It was in the Injustice Gods Among Us game, if you guys want a reference. And yeah, it just looks really good. So I'm hoping maybe for that one. Probably not likely, considering they've already done one New 52, but there's really not a whole ton of Nightwing costumes, so New 52 is a good place to pull from them. Let's see, what else? Retro Nightwing, which is, a lot of people refer to him as Disco Nightwing. I know it looks kind of goofy, but I think it'd be really cool to just have that from the new Teen Titans book. You know, where he has his collar, and it's 70s. It's just a 70s costume. When you look at it one time, actually, was that 80s? 70s, 80s? Whatever. They kind of all blend together. Looks like he's going to the disco with Starfire. It looks goofy, but hey, why not? Why not have it? And the last one, I could have done Batman the Animated Series, which is a good costume, honestly, to throw in there, just minus the animated look. Just kind of have a realistic Nightwing from the Animated Series look. But the one I'm going with is actually Grayson. Now, I know that some people are probably like, Grayson, that's like a totally different character. Not really. I mean, he never, to my knowledge, he's never used his gun. So, you could just throw on the Agent Grayson costume, give him his scrim sticks, and boom, there you go. I think it'd be really cool. I look forward to reading the book. It's coming out on trade, I think it's next week. Yeah, the same day the DLC comes out, so yeah, I can't wait. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know people love the Grayson book, so why not include it, you know? Let's see, who do we got next? We've got Batgirl. Now, Batgirl was the hardest one for me to come up with costumes, because you know, they've already got the perfect Batgirl costume made for this DLC, so there's not really a ton you can really do, but I thought of a few. Batman the Animated Series, Batgirl, you could actually do both of them, but the one that I really wanted to do is from the new Batman the Animated Series, which is the black and yellow, with the, I think it was a blue and yellow cape, right? Looked really nice. I think it'd be cool. Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, you know, basically just all black and yellow, not even like a face hole, or a mouth hole, so not face hole. A lot of people like that. Stephanie Brown, I know a ton of people probably want that costume, so throw that in there. People will love it. Her Year 1 costume, which I know is like more or less the same, but I'm not really referring to the Batgirl Year 1 book costume. I'm actually referring to like the New 52 Origins costume, if you guys have read that, by Gail Simone. It's the one where it's like a makeshift Batgirl costume. I think that'd be really cool if they did that. And what was my other choice? Now this is a long stretch, but Batwoman. Maybe. I know it's a different character, but I think it'd be cool if they did it, you know. Just kind of to pay respect to the character, so might as well throw it in there. Alright, sorry I had to cut it there, but next moving on to Catwoman. And 5 costumes that I would like to see for her for both her Batman the Animated Series costumes, especially like the last season costume, even though her face looks kind of weird. I think they just made it, you know, with the model they have now and just kind of throw that over it. It would look nice. Let's see what else is there. The new 52 costume, obviously gotta have that. The one where she is a crime boss, which is currently what she's doing right now in the new 52, and the long Halloween. You know, not really a lot of Catwoman costumes I can think of, but those are the 5 that came to my mind. And let's see, who else we have? Harley Quinn. Gotta have the animated series costume. I think with the new DLC we're already gonna have it, but in case we don't, just mentioning it, because it's the best Harley Quinn costume. Her costume from Batman Arkham Asylum and from Arkham City, because those were both nice costumes. Let's see, what else? Her new 52 costume. You know, I'm sure a lot of people like that. And the one from her current solo series. I guess it's new 52? I don't know, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, not a lot of Harley Quinn costumes either, but I think those are some pretty good ones to pick from. And finally we have Red Hood. I think they could do a lot of cool costumes with him as well. The first one I'd like them to do is a Jason Todd Robin costume. I know it'd be kind of weird seeing Robin killing people with guns, but I think it kind of fits his character, so maybe if they want to try and push some boundaries, they could do that. Let's see, what's that? His pre-52 costume, which we see in Under the Red Hood, which I'm sure every Batman fan has seen by now. His new 52 costume, which is one of my favorites for him. And his Arkham Knight costume, obviously. And oh yes, his Battle for the Cow costume, where he is a imposter Batman. I think that would be really cool, because that costume just looks awesome. And those are all the DLC characters that we know of so far. If there's any more, you know, like if they decide to do Damian, which would be awesome. I don't really know what they would actually do for him because he doesn't have a lot of costumes, but you know, who knows, we'll see. Anyway, leave below what you guys want for DLC costumes, and hope you guys enjoyed, and that's all for now. Catch you guys later.